Today's lesson is on using the Pythagorean Theorem. First, we'll look at finding distances in a coordinate plane. So for number 1, we have the post office is 3 miles west of your home. Your school is 2 miles north of the post office. How far is your home from your school? And then we're going to round our answer to the nearest tenth. So first, we can go ahead and plot our home at 0, 0. Now it says that the post office is 3 miles west of your home. So to go west, we would go left. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and we can plot our point. And that was the post office. And now it says that our school is 2 miles north of the post office. So we'll go up 2, so 1, 2. And then we can plot our point for the school. Now we can go ahead and connect our points. And you'll notice that we form a right triangle. The distance from our home to the post office was 3. The distance from the post office to the school was 2. And we need to find the distance from school home. Since this is a right triangle, we can use the Pythagorean theorem. So we'll have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. A and b would be our legs, or 2 and 3. So we could have 2 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. C is the hypotenuse, and that would be the distance from school to home. 2 squared is 4, and then plus 3 squared, which is 9, and that equals c squared. 4 plus 9 is 13, so 13 equals c squared, and to just find c, we'll take the square root of both sides, and we'll get that c equals 3.605, and then it keeps going. It says to round the answer to the nearest tenth. So to the nearest tenth, we would have that c equals 3.6, and that would be miles. Now we're going to continue using the Pythagorean theorem. So for number 2, we're going to find the height of the firework, and then we want to round our answer to the nearest tenth. So again, we can go ahead and use the Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We can use this because we have a right triangle. A and b would be x and 300 meters. So we'll go ahead and have x squared plus 300 squared equals c squared, and c is 335 meters. So now we'll go ahead and simplify. We have x squared plus 90,000 equals 112,225. Now we can go and subtract 90,000 from each side. And we'll have that x squared equals 22,225. Now to find just x, we'll go ahead and take the square root of both sides. Square root of x squared is just x, and the square root of 22,225 is 149.0805, and then it keeps going on. we're going to go around this to the nearest tenth. So we'll say that x is equal to 149.1. Now if you look at our diagram, it shows that between the triangle and the ground, we have 1 and 5/10 meters. So we need to go ahead and add the 1 and 5/10 to the 149 and 1/10 to find out how high the firework is. So we'll have 149 and 1/10 plus 1 and 5/10, and that would be equal to 150 and 6/10 meters. Now we're going to be identifying a right triangle. So tell whether the triangle with a given side lengths is a right triangle. So in order for us to figure out if it's a right triangle, we'll go ahead and do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So for number 3, to figure out a, b, and c, we would go ahead and try to find the longest length. And the longest length is 45 meters. So we're going to say that 45 is c. It doesn't matter which one is A and B then. So we have 36 and 27 left. One of them's A and one of them's B. So we can go ahead and say A squared plus B squared equals C squared. A we can say is 36, so we'll have 36 squared plus 27 squared equals 45 squared. When we work out this problem, if it works out, then this is a right triangle. If these numbers do not work out, then it is not a right triangle. So 36 squared is 1,296. And then we're going to add 27 squared, which is 729. And that would be equal to 45 squared, which is 2,025. Now we need to add up 1,296 plus 729. When we add those up, we'll get 2,025. And that is equal to 2,025. Since this is a true statement, we know that our triangle that we're working with is a right triangle. So the answer would be yes, this is a right triangle. Now let's look at number 4. Number 4, we have 28 inches, 20 inches, and 21 inches. So 28 inches would be C because that's the longest length. So we have A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So 20 and 21 will be A and B. So we can go ahead and say 20 squared plus 21 squared equals C squared, which is 28 squared. 20 squared is 400 plus 21 squared, which is 441. And that would be equal to 28 squared, which is 784. 400 plus 441 is equal to 841, and that is equal to 784. You can see that 841 is not equal to 784. So this would not be a right triangle because these side lengths that we have do not allow us to do A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And in order for the Pythagorean theorem to work, we have to have a right triangle. So this would be no. This is not a right triangle.